Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here today with Kelly Kimple, who's the CEO of Adventures in Good Company. Now, what is Adventures in Good Company? Well, it's a tour operator, a venture tour operator focused on women and bonding, and really, it's an amazing story. We wanted to talk to Kelly about the company and maybe, how you can get some of your clients on it because it is an interesting story. Kelly, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you,
Uh,
James.
yeah, let's talk a little bit about what is Adventures in Good Company. I described it briefly, but can
Yeah,
you tell us what it is and who does it cater to?
yes, definitely. So, Adventures in Good Company is a small group tour operator that's for women and run by women. We believe that everyone needs adventure in their lives, and we're committed to providing the highest quality trips that introduce women to some of the world's most wonderful places. We believe the most rewarding challenges are the ones we choose for ourselves, and the best group experiences are those where individual wants and needs are being met. So we handle all the logistics and help people prepare so they can relax, have fun, and fully enjoy their next adventure.
That's fantastic. Now, I understand the company was originally founded in 1999, so I didn't realize it was that old. And who founded the company, and
Yeah.
what did they see that what need did they see? Obviously, we know what some of the needs are, but tell us a little bit about that.
You bet. It was founded in 1999 by Marion Marbury, and Marion had been guiding for a nonprofit called Woodswomen for about 12 years. And they closed their doors in 1999, and Marion wanted to continue to provide high quality, affordable active vacations for women. So she basically bought their mailing list and then reestablished it as Adventures in Good Company. And those initial trips in those first few years were really from the Woodswoman mailing list, and they were led by former Woodswoman guides. And Woodswoman was the first organization of its kind to provide outdoor leadership and group travel training for women. So, talking about what it means to lead other women on active vacations in the outdoors and how to facilitate great group dynamics. At the time, there were very few other similar companies out there, so we were really about the only one, especially with this the experience that our guides brought to the table and that philosophy of being led by women. And now you can see there are quite a few other companies. So the demand was certainly there, and it grew pretty slowly those first few years. And then over the last, 5, 10 years, we've seen quite an increase in interest in this sort of experience.
Now, when did you join, and what's your background?
Yeah, I joined. My timing is impeccable. I
You're going to tell me you joined during COVID. Yeah.
I bought the company. I'm the CEO and the owner.
Okay.
So I bought it January 2nd, 2020. So 2 months before the pandemic. So I had joined the company. I'd been working in group travel for a few years and saw an opening in 2018 for a program manager. And I was talking to Marion about where she saw the company in 5 years and what the future of it looked like for me and my career. And she was really candid that she was looking to kind of retire and sell the company.
Right.
She was approaching 70 years old. And so at the time, I just took that information, ruminated on a little bit, and worked for the company. And then fast forward, and eventually we came to a purchase agreement. We had attorneys involved, and I became the owner in January of 2020. I would say that not a whole lot changed, though. I mean, COVID obviously was really, really challenging, but Marion built a really solid foundation, and I was able to uh, bring the company back. I think my role was just to regain trust among our travelers of that we're still the same company, and it's still kind of what you've come to expect from us. A lot of the same guides, the same trips, and the same experience, the same.
Yeah. So, how long were you out during COVID in terms of the stopped operations?
Really not very long looking back. We started running, so we have trips all over the world, but we consider ourselves the domestic experts. We've
Right.
We've created our own itineraries that are organized and led by our guides. We have our own permits and of course all the things that go along with that to operate trips in the United States. And we did start running trips again in the fall of 2020. We had some travelers who were booked who really wanted to continue as planned on those trips. And so we did start running trips again in the fall of 2020. We didn't start running any of our international trips again, of course, until the end of really the beginning of last year, 2022.
Right. Now, what is sort of special about your group tours? First of all, how large are the groups? And what makes them different? Obviously, they're catered to women only. But what, and you have a special guide who takes people, but how large are the groups and what makes it kind of different?
Yeah. Um, well, the groups are small, so our average group size is 12. For some of our backcountry trips, if you're backpacking or canoeing or kayaking in the Boundary Waters or the Adirondacks, those are really small. Those are 7 or 8 people. And then sometimes we have some larger groups, max of about 20. That's if we have a few ranch trips where we have exclusive access to an entire ranch, and those can be slightly larger groups. But for the most part, they're about 12. And what makes it special, I think it's the experience we bring to the table and the real emphasis on creating a space and crafting itineraries to allow for connection, and to help people choose the challenge that's comfortable for them. So all of our trips are rated between 1 and 5 in terms of the activity level, 1 being kind of just a light adventure, 5 being something where you're really challenging yourself physically, summiting Kilimanjaro. And our guides, like I've said, some of them have been guiding for us since the very beginning, even before when it was Woods Women. We still have a few of the original Woods Women guides guiding for us. And trust, I think a lot of people come to us never having done group travel, and this is their first experience, and we take time and care to help them prepare and choose the adventure that feels right for them, and then take care during the trip. Our guides really work hard to make sure that they're checking in with people, they're facilitating healthy group dynamics and healthy connections.
Yeah, so there's no real age range. It really is how active you can be, because obviously I've seen 70-year-old plus women and men who are great doing these things, and then some not so great.
Absolutely. Yeah, you choose your challenge. And like I said, we do our best to accurately describe the experience you'll be getting, like how many miles. And it's not just the miles. Sometimes you have to think about the terrain itself too. Like we have a lot of trips on the Appalachian Trail, and while 6 miles might not sound like a lot, if you're doing 6 miles on a really rocky, rooty, steep ups and downs, and you're doing that day after day, it is a challenge, and those can be rated level 4 or 5. But yeah, we have women. Most of the travelers who travel with us are women over 50. But we have women, we have 18-year-olds coming with their mother or their grandmother, and 20, 30s, 40s, but the majority are 50 and older.
Now, do you cater just to groups of women, or do you go to solo travelers as well?
Well, we are a tour operator in that we organize the groups. So organize the trips by group. So women can look at our website and find an adventure and sign up as a solo traveler, but they won't be traveling alone. And if they are coming alone, they can choose either to share a room, or on many of our trips, there's an option for a single. And choose a single supplement.
Yeah, that's great. Because obviously, as everyone gets older, men and women, you may not have a partner towards the end. You want to go. I heard that just the other day from a friend of mine, and I can't find anybody to go with.
And that's probably the majority of the people who travel with us are people who want to do these things, want to have these adventures. They would rather do it in the safety and company of others. And so they find us, and we hope that they, find a community here.
Now, you mentioned earlier that you kind of specialize in domestic destinations, but is domestic your strength, or where do you go abroad now in terms of international?
We have trips really all over. And because the company has been around so long, I would say if we don't offer it now, we have in the past. In terms of where we go abroad, we have a lot of trips in Europe, Central America, South America, Canada. We recently added Australia and New Zealand. We have Japan and Turkey and Jordan, just a couple trips in Africa. But the majority of our international trips are Europe and Central South America.
Great. No, so you got a wide variety. So you can maybe start off with a domestic trip and then look at you next time for a international trip. Now, are you looking to expand the destinations you offer? Or are you pretty happy with just Europe with a few and the US and North America and then a few stray other destinations?
Right now, we do offer a lot of destinations. So I would say probably not too many more destinations themselves, but maybe some variation on our current destinations. So, for example, I just returned from one of our trips to Portugal, just thinking about some other itineraries and experiences we can offer in Portugal. Right now, those trips are level 3, level 4. They are kind of the higher level active experiences. So looking at offering some more level 2, level 1 trips to Europe. We are adding wellness travel to our portfolio of offerings. So for next year, we've added a new trip to the Redwoods. It sold out within a day. So we've looked to add some more dates, additional dates for that. We added a trip to Lake Tahoe. We have a wellness trip in Panama next year, and really probably not new destinations, but new styles of trips to those destinations.
Well, that sort of, I mean, I thought when we first talked, you're mostly focused on adventure travel for women, but it sounds like you're branching out into wellness and things like that now as well.
Correct. Yeah. Wellness, and also just more level 2, level 1 slower travel experience.
So you don't have to be the hard hiker or going all over up mountains and we were talking earlier about 6 mile hikes can be strenuous in the mountains but you can also go to the spa or do that. Oh, but actually active vacations can be wellness vacations too.
Yes, absolutely. And I think they are, for us, how we define wellness. There is a level of physical wellness that's involved with it too. And it doesn't have to mean, you're hiking 10 miles. It can be a forest walk, can provide that.
Now, you said earlier that, your target market really is maybe women 50 and above, but also with maybe their daughters, things like that. What really how do you zero in on the target market? And are you really talking about US clients right now?
Yes. Yeah. Like I said, it's mostly women in the US who are booking our trips. We do find some people from Canada. I'd say that's the next largest traveler base, but we haven't done much to market outside of the US. I do think we have a unique offering for people who are interested in coming to the United States and traveling in the United States, and there are solo female travelers, because we have so many itineraries in the United States, to the national parks, like to some of these iconic destinations. And if you're living in Europe and you want to come to the United States and have a well-organized, safe, fun experience, we can offer that.
Well, fantastic. Now, I understand you pretty high repeat rate in your clients that you can point to.
We do. Yeah, I was really excited to look at that. We just measured it recently for the last 5 years, which includes COVID. And I was really surprised to see that it was 79%, almost 80%. And we know that we have travelers who have been traveling with us since the very beginning. Just the other day, I saw someone sign up, and because we started kind of pre-internet, and our advertising and our marketing was paper brochures and paper registration. Our database is not complete sometimes, but we'll have people register who said, "Oh, I traveled with you in 1999 on one of your first trips," and we don't have a record of that, but it's amazing to see people who continue to come back.
No, that's fantastic. That's a pretty high rebate rate, but believe me,
Very high,
a lot
yeah.
of other tour operators should be very envious of that. I've heard that high
Mhm.
repeat rate.
Yeah.
Now, how do we go out to about 120,000 travel advisors out in the market today? We pretty much that's pretty much the market.
Mhm.
How do you work with travel advisors, and what do you want to tell them?
Yeah, yeah. Well, we would love to work with more travel advisors. We very rarely work with them. They find us at this point. Almost all of our bookings are direct bookings at this point. But we do offer commission to travel advisors, and we'd love for you to refer us to your clients. If you do, we offer a 10% commission on the trip package price if it's a new traveler for their first booking, and then 5% commission on any additional subsequent booking.
Fantastic. Well, I'm sure people will see this. You may hopefully get a few bookings out of this interview.
Yeah.
So because that a lot of people watch these interviews. So
Mhm.
now, where can travel advisors go to get more information about Adventures in Good Company?
Absolutely. Well, our website, www.adventuresingoodcompany.com. You can also find us on www.goodadventure.com. Adventures in Good Company is where you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and I would say go to our website and sign up for our newsletter. We send weekly emails, promotions, specials, and a monthly newsletter as well on the latest happenings.
Fantastic. Well, Kelly, I want to thank you for taking the time to tell us all about Adventures in Good Company. I would love to try the product, but I don't think I'm your target market. Something.
A custom trip, bring some friends. We
That's
do
it.
offer custom private trips,
There you
so
go. There you go. Maybe I have to do that. But sounds like having survived COVID, and despite the fact you bought the company right before COVID, you're still here and
we
you're
are
still out there
thriving.
doing that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Again, congratulations on that. And we look forward to hearing a lot more from you. And please keep us updated on what's going on with the company.
Thank you, James. Happy travels.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.